to the Prophecy Club. I'm about to say something that is probably going to scare you. Could it be that the New World Order is actually in the process of forming? Even as soon as this year, yes. Could it be that the New World Order, the world government, could actually form and start in the year 2021? Now, I'd like to say I don't have any reasons. I'm just guessing. I'm just surmising. But unfortunately, what I'm about to read for you today may be the announcement, the pre-announcement to a world government forming. Now, first of all, let's go to the scriptures before we go to what someone says. Okay, so to the scriptures. Revelation 13:1. I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea. Now, we know that the sea is people. We know that this beast is a world government. Having 7 heads, that's 7 continents, and 10 horns. They divide the 7 continents into 10 global regions. And upon his horns 10 crowns. Each global region has a ruler. And upon his head the name of blasphemy. Each global regional ruler blasphemes God. And the beast, I'm going to skip part of this, is part leopard, part dragon, part Russian bear, and part lion. I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, meaning one of these 10 global regional rulers will be killed or appears to be killed, and he'll come back to life, and all the world wonders after the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who can make war with him? So that puts him onto the global stage. Stan, are you saying that the first seal is about to be opened? No. Well, maybe not. You remember Revelation 6:1 tells us what starts the last 7 years, the 7-year tribulation. And when the Lamb opened one of the seals, I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. And I pray, probably you do too, that we will hear that noise of thunder so that we will know that the tribulation has officially started. And when that first seal is opened, that's when the Antichrist is released from falling in the bottomless pit. Right now, he is falling endlessly and helplessly in the bottomless pit. But he will be allowed to come upon the earth, and that happens when the first seal is opened. It takes him 3.5 years to move from just being a nobody all the way up to being ruler of the world. And in the middle of the tribulation, he is world ruler. But that's topic for another time. Let's move on. Now let's jump to Daniel 7:23. I saw in the night visions, and one behold, like unto the Son of Man, coming in the clouds of heaven. That's eternity, dark clouds. And came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And it was given to him dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, languages should serve and obey him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, in his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Meaning that there will be a time at the end of that tribulation that Jesus will return in eternity, dark black clouds, more powerful than the sun, and he will set up a new kingdom. Now let's jump to verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, his nails of brass, which devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with his feet. And I'm not going to go into explaining all that, or we won't get to go where we want to go today. And the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, before whom 3 fell, meaning that when the beast, or the Antichrist, is released, one of the first things he does is start war, and he overcomes 3 of those other 10 global regional rulers. And that's how we're able to spot him early. Verse 21. I beheld, in the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. So he is going to put down all of the Christians until the Ancient of Days came and the judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. In other words, when Jesus returns, he puts the saints in charge. Now, here's the point. Verse 23, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth. That's world government, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. So it is world government. He doesn't want just Europe. He wants the whole world. Could it be that this world government is actually in the process of forming? Could it be that it actually starts this year? Could it be that it happens right under our noses, that we don't even realize it's happening? It's just all of a sudden there's a meeting and the whole world kind of gets together to straighten up some things, and maybe we don't even realize that actually it was the forming of that world government. Could it be, this is the scary question for today, that a world government could be formed right under our noses and we might not even notice it? Okay, so let's take a real close look because we don't want that to happen and us not know it. Before I get into this next part, I'm going to give you a definition. The Yalta Conference, what was it? The Yalta Conference, according to Wikipedia, was held February 4 through 11 of 1945. It was after World War II, that's a key, after World War II. It was the meeting of the heads of the government of the United States, United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union. Why? To discuss, here it is, the post-war reorganization of Germany and Europe. Okay, so the Yalta Conference was saying, okay, World War II is over. Now, how are we going to set up this next world? How are we going to organize the world after World War II? And that's what the Yalta Conference is. Now, let's go to BenjaminFulford.net, and this guy keeps coming up with the information we need to hear, so I'm going to keep reading it. Dated June 28, 2021, headline, As Victory Nears, White Hats Plan Yalta-Type Conference. Okay, here's what it's about to say. It's about to say that the elite rulers, the people that rule the earth, hopefully on the good side, are actually planning a meeting to set up a new type world. I'll read it. Victory in the battle for planet Earth is now within the grasp of the White Hats. I'll say it again. Victory in the battle for the planet of Earth is now within the grasp of the White Hats. Now, he calls White Hats the good guys. We call them Christians, but they aren't necessarily Christians. For that reason, a Yalta-type conference is being planned for this autumn. What did he just say? See, that's the reason I quote from him a lot. He's saying the right stuff, but because he's not a prophecy student, he doesn't understand it. You and I understand what he's saying has a greater significance than what he understands. For that reason, a Yalta-type conference is being planned for this autumn. Is that saying that they are planning to set up a new government, a new way of organizing the world starting in 2021? I'll read it again. For that reason, a Yalta-type conference is being planned for this autumn. That is exactly what he's saying. A Yalta-type conference is being planned for this autumn to determine exactly how to manage, here it is, the transition to a new age. I didn't say that. A guy that's not a Christian that lives over in Japan said that. So this is not some crazy, wild-eyed, arm-waving prophecy student saying, world government is coming, world government is coming. This is coming from intelligent sources. I love it. I'll read it again. For that reason, a Yalta-type conference is being planned for this autumn. That's 2021, my brothers and sisters, to determine exactly how to manage the transition to a new age, according to multiple sources involved. Participants in the conference will include representatives from the Dragon family. Dragon family. The Dragon family. Does that sound Christian? No, it doesn't. And from the Hongmen. That doesn't. That's H-O-N-G-M-E-N. That doesn't sound Christian either. From the British Commonwealth, and that's questionable whether it's Christian. And from Russia, that's all questionable. And from the P3 Masons, that's probably not Christian. Mossad and the Pentagon are also welcome to send representatives if they wish, according to the sources. Now, does that sound like they are setting up a Christian world? Or does that sound like they're setting up a new world order, the Dragon family? And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority? Whoa. Yeah, that's not good. You're getting it. During the summer, government agencies will be encouraged to run simulations of a Jubilee-type event that would be used to start the new age. What? I'll read it again. During the summer, government agencies will be encouraged to run simulations of a Jubilee-type event that would be used to start the new age. What are they saying? Us prophecy students, we read that, we say, that is a new world order, my brothers. That is them forming a world government. That's exactly what, and it's not Christian. The goal would be to make sure that as a result of the Jubilee, what's a Jubilee? Okay, well, you remember that on the 49th year, every 49 years, they were supposed to hold the 50th year would be a Jubilee, and all slaves are released, all debts are wiped out, and there's a couple other things. But the point is, when he says Jubilee, he's talking about finances primarily. Finances. Okay, hang on to that word. I'm going to go over and read the QFS stuff here in just a second. That's going to come alive in just a second. So the goal would be to make sure that as a result of the Jubilee, they're planning a Jubilee, humans would have ownership rights to their current residence. Yeah, I better read that again. The goal would be to make sure that as a result of the Jubilee, humans would have ownership rights to their current residence, as in your home. Landlords would also be given compensation equivalent to their current rental income. There would also be a redistribution of assets. What is that? That's moving from a fiat paper system to a digital currency global system. There would be a redistribution of assets stolen from the people via central bank fiat fraud, especially since the gold standard was dropped in the early 1970s. This is intended as a one-off reboot and not some form of socialism. What does it mean? It's intended as a one-off reboot. To me, all of this sounds like they are in the process of not just setting up a new financial system, not just setting up a new governmental system, but when you include the Vatican, they're saying they're setting up a new government, religion, and a new financial system, all three all at once. Also to be discussed will be a complete reform of existing institutions, including, listen to this, IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the BIS, that's the Bank for International Settlements, the UN, the International Criminal Court. Oh, wait. What did they just say? They just said that they're setting up a new financial system. IMF, World Bank, BIS, that's all financial. And then the UN and the International Criminal Court, well, that's government. That's criminal. Okay, in other words, they're setting up a whole new system, not just religious, but financial and government. They're setting up a whole world. What we say is world government. They are in the process of forming the new world order. Revelation 13:1 and Daniel 7:21. What about this financial system? So we go to finalwakeupcall.info. I've read a lot of this on the radio before, but it bears repeating. Headline is QFS Off-World Money System. It's the introduction of a quantum financial system and global currency reset. Again, this is finalwakeupcall.info. Now, what are we talking about quantum? A quantum is a computer that's given to us by aliens, is what he's about to say. So if you turn on your garden hose full blast, if that represents how much water or the speed of the very fastest computer humans or mankind has ever made, compare that to Niagara Falls, and that's how much faster a quantum computer is. Let me go on to the article here. It says, the QFS system will cover the new global network for the transfer of gold or asset-backed money. In other words, the digital currency system coming will be asset-backed. This new quantum financial system runs on a quantum computer based on an orbiting satellite. Actually, there's 11 satellites. And is protected by secret space programs to ensure that it cannot be hacked. The quantum technology was provided by, here it is, Benevolent Extraterrestrial Galactics. Now do you see why they're starting to kind of open the door talking about UFOs with this new report that they came out that really said nothing? But it's coming. In other words, at some point, they've got to say, okay, we got this quantum computer from aliens. They're going to have to say it. The purpose of the new financial system is to put an end to cabal corruption. What's cabal? Well, that's the Moloch and the Baal worshippers. Those are the people that have massive underground tunnels, massive wealth, massive control. And those are the people that, frankly, I'm praying that the angels go out and see that they are found and justice is served to them. The purpose of the new financial system is to put an end to cabal corruption. And that's finances, That's government. That's religion. Cabal, corruption, usury, manipulation within the banking world. The key is to implement limitations that will prevent corrupted banksters from gaining significant profits. I heard someplace that out of the 222,450 sealed indictments, by the way, we can't keep up with it now. Now they're not releasing the information anymore. Now we have no idea how many of them have been unsealed. But I heard someplace that it was roughly 2,000 just bankers. 2,000 bankers been arrested. And I hope it's true. But at this point, it's just a rumor. I can't verify it. The QFS is completely independent from the existing centralized system, making all other previous transfer systems unnecessary. Moreover, after the revaluation, that is what he's saying, is the changing of all currencies. In other words, they're saying that we're going to change from paper over to a digital currency. That's the whole point of this. All sovereign currencies will be gold or asset-backed, ensuring a sustainable value, which makes the need for unbacked cryptos outdated, as these are simply digits on computer memory banks. With the activation of the QFS, the Galactic Alliance. Galactic Alliance. Okay, here's what we say. The demons that are talking to humans, the Galactic Alliance, will completely destroy the central banking system that has been designed to destroy the world economy and put the world population into perpetual debt slavery. Now, here's the way we understand that. Okay, so the Moloch and the Baal worshippers, probably going all the way back to the days of Moses when he came down off the mountain and they were worshiping the golden calf, have been in control of our financial system, 300 years at least that we know of. And what they're saying is these Moloch and Baal worshippers that worship Lucifer directly by name have ruined the financial system, and so we're going to the demons out that fly around in the anti-gravity yes, it does sound that ridiculous. The anti-gravity flying saucers, and we're going to get something from these good aliens, these good demons, and we're going to turn the whole world financial system over to them. In other words, the devil took over our system, broke our system, so the devil is going to give us the solution, a new world system, that, of course, we know no one can buy or sell save he had the mark and the name of the beast or the number of his name. In other words, it's bad. But at least, hopefully, it'll be good for a little while. Back to the article. The little-known truth is the QFS has been running parallel to the central banking system for many months. Now, this is several years ago, probably in the ballpark of 3 years, and has countered many hacking attempts to steal funds by the cabal. The result being that many bankers have been caught red-handed. That's what I said, probably around 2,000 of them. The quantum financial system has no comparison to anything that has ever been introduced to the world before. No, because the aliens gave it to us. It has no peer. It has no equivalent in advanced technology of any other system before it. It is brand new. It reigns supreme in the technology it applies to accomplish the 100% financial security and transparency of all currency account holders in the world, really. Now, hang on. I believe that what they're going to do, they're going to take our cell phones and they will make the surface of the cell phones always reading our fingerprints. The camera is always on reading everything, including our faces around it. But it's not just 4K, who knows how many K, maybe it's a 10K system, where it's millions of dots per inch, and there is no such thing as misreading a fingerprint or misreading a face print. And then as we talk around it, it's also already taking copies of our voice. So it knows, based upon our print, our face, and our voice, it knows exactly who is holding that cell phone. And through that cell phone, it will link into the satellite system, the Starlink satellite system, of which there's heading to 42,000. There's probably 1,200 to 2,000. I mean, they're putting up, 90 of them every 2 weeks now? So you're going to use your cell phone to link into all of the satellites, which is tied into a QFS system. No more paper money. Oh, that sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Well, I think for a little while, I said a little while, maybe a few months, maybe a few years, but for a little while it will be good. But just like everything else, once the devil gets a hold of it, he's going to corrupt it and use it for evil. That's what he does. That's all he does. With the QFS monetary system of the world, it can easily be changed to encompass gold-backed currencies that completely eliminate the transfer need of the old cabal central banking system. Regrettably, to fully comprehend the advanced QFS structure, there doesn't exist an equivalent technology to serve as an example. The Alliance had to intervene with off-world, and more correctly, other dimensional technologies in order to deliver us Earthlings this super technologically advanced money system. And if you believe that, I got some coastal property in Kansas for sale, too. It is rooted in the quantum computer intelligence that comes without any third-dimensional creation. Okay, what's really going on here? I think it's saying they are now in the process of forming a world government. Oh, they're not going to say world government. They won't use those words because we'd recognize it. It's simply going to be sliding into a new financial system. And then along with that is going to be eventually a new religious system and then a new governmental system. Now, we all thought that probably World War III would take out America, and then at the conclusion of that war, because I think it's Daniel says, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. Well, most of us prophecy teachers suspected that would be at the end of a war, the peace treaty at the end of that war would start the tribulation. But what if that's not the case? What if it's this new financial system, this new world government, this new galactic alliance thing they're putting together, and he confirms the covenant with many? Okay, so they just say, all right, yeah, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and do this world financial system, which is a world government system. And then we'll discover later that it's also a world religious system. And voila, all of a sudden, we're in it. Could it be, and this is the scary part, could it be, look, they're saying autumn. This is what he's saying, autumn. By autumn, they're going to have this meeting. I'll read it again. Victory in the battle for planet Earth is now within grasp of the White Hats. For that reason, a Yalta-type conference is being planned for this autumn. This autumn. In other words, could it be the world government starts this year? Could it be that the Solemn Assembly, September 6, 7, and 8, could it be that this year we will hear, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder? Could it be that the tribulation does start this year? Oh, no. I don't want that. I'm praying for another 40 years. I don't want it to come yet. But on the other hand, we have to open our eyes. We have to start saying, oh, wait a minute. If they are talking about a whole new financial system, I didn't say it. The guy in Japan said it. If they're talking about a new financial system starting this year, that's what they just said. To determine exactly how to manage the transition to a new age, what do you call that? What do you call that? As a result of the Jubilee, humans would have ownership rights to their current residence. It reminds me of Daniel Davis, came in and spoke to us in 2012, made a DVD called I Saw the Dollar Dead. And in this dream, he saw a man step up to the microphone, an official man, and he said, I have an announcement to make. He said, the United States, as you have known it, has ceased to exist. All property lines are dissolved, and the U.S. dollar is worthless. Does that sound like that could happen this year? Because it sure does to me. I'll say it again. I have an announcement to make. The United States, as you have known it, has ceased to exist. Does that sound like a world government to you? It does to me. The United States, as you have known it, has ceased to exist. All property lines are dissolved, and the U.S. dollar is worthless. Does that, based upon what it's saying here, does it sound like that could happen this year? Well, I don't think we can deny that. I think we have to say, yeah, it's possible. I'm praying for another 40 years. I'm praying that the arrests take place, and God looks down and says, they turn from their wicked ways. I will hear from heaven. I'll forgive their sins and heal their land. That's what I want. That's what you want. But on the other hand, when we got warships circling around Hawaii, when we've sent the Sixth Fleet right up next to Russia's borders, and Fox News and none of the other people are even talking about it out there, We are making the Russian bear mad, angry. We could be taken out pretty soon. If you're really looking for the truth about the rapture, I honestly believe you will find it in this book. The truth is the Holy Spirit knows the truth about the rapture. And one of the reasons that the people other than post-trib can't seem to find peace about this is because the Holy Spirit is trying to tell them that they don't have the truth. That is, until they find post-trib. But either way, this is going to help you to find the peace about the rapture. I really recommend you get it. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 10, 1 for 20, 10 for 30, and 20 for 50 at prophecyclub.com. What would you do if you had to tell a person the most important thing in the world, but you knew they wouldn't believe you? But what is the most important thing in the world to tell a person? Well, after accept Jesus, it is don't take the mark of the beast, because those taking the mark do not get soul death, but eternal torment in hell. But how do you tell them? Give them miss the mark. It is designed to be given to anyone, even if they're in another religion. They will never take the mark. It's thin and easy to read. 1 for 20, but don't do that. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 10, 1 for 20, 10 for 30, and 20 for 50 at prophecyclub.com. In 2017, God blessed me by helping me to memorize the book of Revelation. God showed me a secret door, which is based upon a single word found in Revelation and Leviticus, linking the feasts to the prophecies. When linked, a person enters into an understanding of Bible prophecy not previously known. Even though I've been in the world of Bible prophecy for 40 years, frankly, I did not know anything of what is in this book. One prophetic word described it this way: there is a lock that I have put over a word in the book of Revelation that I'm going to open to you. It will turn so many books written on the end-time message into obsolete books. That's this book. 2 amazing prophecy charts on the back flap, 12 inches by 9 inches. Imagine a book on prophecy that brings a fresh, new, accurate perspective. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets of 5. 1 for 20, but don't do that. 5 for 35 or 10 for 60. That's 1 for 20, 5 for 35, or 10 for 60 at prophecyclub.com. Tribulation Secrets in Daniel explains the parts of Daniel that us tribulation saints are going to need to know. It exposes the plans of the Antichrist, how to spot the Antichrist, his physical appearance, the sound of his voice, how he rises to power and takes over the world. 1 for 20, 10 for 30, and 20 for 50 at prophecyclub.com. This is the best deal we've ever offered at the Prophecy Club. You get 10 How Pre-Trib 1, 10 Tribulation Secrets in Daniel, 10 Miss the Mark, 5 God's Warning to America, 5 Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy, 40 books, gift of $100 at prophecyclub.com. When a nuclear device goes off, it produces an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, and it fries every computer chip unless they're protected. The good news is EMPshield.com has devices a military testing facility says are 100% accurate to protect against EMP, solar flares, lightning, power surges, backed by a 10-year warranty and a $25,000 insurance policy. And they come with simple installation instructions for home, vehicles, RV, and electric generators. You can have electricity in a blackout. EMPshield.com. Use the promo code PROPHECY for a $50 gift card. This helps Prophecy Club. That's EMPshield.com. Promo code PROPHECY for a $50 gift card. EMPshield.com. EMPshield.com. The worst thing is to find yourself in an emergency and you do not have the food. But the second worst thing is to open the food you bought and your family won't eat it because it is garbage. That's the reason so many people get HeavensHarvest.com food, because it's really good food, edible food in an emergency. It may be 10, 15, 20 years down the road. All of a sudden, you do need it. You can open it and your family is going to eat it. HeavensHarvest.com. Put in the promo code STAN. It helps your Prophecy Club. HeavensHarvest.com. Promo code STAN. You can now watch 160 Prophecy Club recordings without interruption. The introductory rate, $20, recurring monthly subscription. A 1-year subscription is a gift of $200. You get the first 3 days free just to check it out. Watch prophecyclub.com. Everyone is in a panic. No one is taking credit cards or dollar bills anymore, but they are taking silver coins. Call CornerstoneAssetMetals.com, mention Prophecy Club. Click like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Click like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend.